If you've been struggling to lose fat and get in better shape, you probably have a complex relationship with this thing. Even when you think you're doing everything right, the number on the scale just won't go down. You think about doing more cardio or cutting your calories. You're frustrated. Maybe you're even questioning what's wrong with you or why what you're doing isn't working. That's exactly how I felt too, until I created a system that made my fat loss predictable. And the best part is, I didn't drop my calories, I didn't do more cardio. I just used what I learned as a chartered professional accountant to tackle fat loss from an analytical standpoint. And it helped me lose 90 pounds sustainably. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this yourself by teaching you the concept of real weight so that you can stop stressing about the number on the scale, stop trying to cut your calories or run yourself into a deficit, and stop yourself from burning out and wasting mental energy on the scale. And I'm not going to waste any of your time either. Here are the keys to making your fat loss predictable and steady. Yes, you still need to weigh yourself and track that daily movement. But what you also need to do is you need to understand what your projected weight is based on how much you're eating and how much you're moving. Here's an example of the tracker that I use for my own fat loss. You'll notice two lines. One is my actual weight day to day. It's zigging up and down unpredictably. The other line, the blue line, that's my projected weight. That's my real weight. It's stable, trending in the direction that I want it to move. And as you can see, my actual weight over the course of weeks and months is actually following the trend too. Now, I don't want to bore you with all the calculations that go into this. This tracker is available as part of my coaching practice and program. But basically what I do is I record daily how many calories I eat and how many calories I burn. I make this super simple. There's a bunch of calculations happening in the background. Now, since I've already set up all these calculations, all I have to do is enter in how much food I ate, how many steps I took, and if I worked out that day. I don't go crazy trying to get this perfect. I just use a rough estimate that gets me in the ballpark. What this does is it gives me an estimate of my daily deficit, which is then automatically converted to pounds. This sheet automatically plots out the daily movement on this graph right here. If I'm averaging a 400 calorie daily deficit, you'll see my projected weight is moving down with that trend. So I don't think about my weight as the weight on the scale that day, because for any number of reasons, it could be 2-3 pounds higher or even a pound lower than what my real weight is. I see my weight as the number associated with the blue line because it more accurately represents whether I'm losing fat or not. It doesn't care about water retention or if I ate higher carbs one day or how many bowel movements I've had. The only other thing that you need to look for is over the course of a month, ideally over the course of 2 months, you can look at your chart and say, okay, is my actual weight moving in the same direction as my projected weight? Because that means you're doing everything right. You don't need to change anything. If I were to isolate a 1 or 2 week period, like this one right here, it looks like I'm not losing weight at all. If you were to look at my weight on the scale each day, it actually almost looks like I'm maybe gaining a little bit of weight. Now, should I have freaked out here, dropped my calories, started increasing cardio, cut out carbs? No, obviously that would have been crazy and a stupid thing to do. There's a million reasons why your weight can fluctuate, move up a bit, drop down, or even plateau for a period of time. You need to care very little about the past few days, even the past week or two, and care more at the trends you see over the course of months. I just look to see that my actual weight is roughly following the trend, and ideally it touches the blue line from time to time over the course of days, weeks, whatever. Sometimes it hovers above, sometimes it goes below. As long as it's moving in the same direction, I'm pretty happy. Now, if over the course of a month or a month and a half, these lines start to separate where the blue line, my projected weight, is going down, but my actual weight is staying the same and it's just not dropping, then at that point, yes, I would make an adjustment. Maybe I need to be a little bit more careful and make sure that I'm tracking what I'm eating accurately, or maybe I drop my calories by 50 to 100, or walk an extra 1 to 2,000 steps daily. Now, I personally haven't needed to do that because I put a lot of work into the calculations and estimates that go into this spreadsheet. And I've also used some tools that make tracking my calories as well as tracking my expenditure so much easier. So even if my weight does jump around significantly day to day, I can still be very confident that I am losing fat. This makes fat loss so much more predictable and so much less stressful. So if you were to ask me my weight on a given day, I'm telling you the number in blue. And honestly, it's just such a relief to not have so much fear when you're weighing yourself daily. So if you want to make fat loss less stressful, more predictable, and more enjoyable while eating the foods you love, while having a busy life, maybe you've got a 9 to 5 or maybe you're in school, and without doing tons of cardio and cutting your calories super low, then I want to work with you. And I've actually made a free guide that you can get down below. Kind of walks you through what I did, some of the foundational things that I changed that helped me lose 90 pounds sustainably. I recommend it as the next step after watching this video. So in summary, if you want to make fat loss predictable, then you need to be accountable. The first step is to track what you're eating. Now you can make this super easy by using AI, like take pictures of your food and give it to ChatGPT or MyFitnessPal. It'll tell you how many calories are in it, and it's shockingly accurate. Like anyone can do this now. There's no excuses. The second step is you need to track your activity. So that's figuring out how many calories are you burning in a day. Now for me, I do this within my spreadsheet, and I just keep track of how many steps am I walking, and then whether I'm working out or playing sports. I use a lot of little calculations and estimates. You can make this super easy. You can also ask AI. You can wear an Apple Watch. I don't personally wear one, but that's a great option. And then the third step is to just combine these numbers. So how much you're eating less how much you're burning will give you an idea of what your daily deficit is. I think it's really helpful to use a graph like the one in my spreadsheet so you can see what your projected weight is moving down in pounds every day, every week, every month. And then you just look to see, is your actual weight following the same trend as your projected weight? And don't stress until you've seen an entire month of data. Because remember, there can be 2-3 week periods where your weight is plateauing or it's really fluctuating until it finally drops and starts matching that projected weight. So that's it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you got some value out of this. And if you're interested in giving this a shot, you can use the spreadsheet that I have. Just comment below. We can figure out a way to get it to you. It is available as part of my course, so you can check that out on my website, noma7.com, or just comment down below and I'll get you a copy of it. Also, if you have any questions, absolutely feel free to ask and I'll personally get back to you. Cheers.